Hey guys, it's Allyssa LaScala here from Fit with Liz, and I just got back from the gym a little bit ago, and I was just on the step mill, and I made some notes as I was just watching some people. We all know that when we're at the gym, we're doing a little bit of cardio. It's the best time to people watch. But there was something that I took note of that was extremely common among multiple people that were on treadmills at that point that I wanted to make sure that I brought up to you guys because people don't realize how much it really is affecting their body. So I'm going to kind of turn to the side and give you a little bit of an example of what someone was doing, multiple people were doing as they were walking. So first of all, let me tell you with treadmills, I have nothing against treadmills. I have nothing against walking on a treadmill. Honestly, if somebody asked me whether I thought they should be walking on an incline on a treadmill or running, I personally would say walking on an incline because it really does save your joints. Now I know having that weight bearing activity is good to build up the joints, but a lot of times there's other ways, better ways, safer ways that you can still get your heart rate up and burn just as many calories. So I have nothing against walking on an incline, but what I see a lot, and it's throwing off your posture and your back and everything, is someone's going to be on the treadmill like this, and you have your monitor in front of you, you know, your screen, and you usually have the two railings on the side. So they're holding the monitor like this, and they have the treadmill on a bit of an incline, and literally they're forward like this, and they're walking, and you know, I see some people like swaying like this, and I'm like, oh my God, you are killing your back. Like, you're killing your lumbar. Like, it's not even like, oh, that is just not how you should look when you walk. It's not that at all, guys. But you have to think about the fact that you are not engaging anything in your core while you're doing that. So it makes you feel better for you to be able to increase the incline and increase the speed that you're walking. And then people are just going like this and walking and holding on to the monitor. But yeah, Patty, you see that too. You see it all the time. Honestly, as a personal trainer, I see it at every single gym I go to. But I know that if someone let go of that monitor, that they would fall back. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that they would totally fly back. And so the thing is, you know, they're holding on there, but what you're doing with the incline, like the point of that is to be utilizing and, you know, increasing the difficulty when it comes to the glutes that you're recruiting and the quads and the hamstrings. And so it gives you more of a challenge. But guys, you have to think like all this pressure when you're leaning back is going on your back. And as you are shifting and moving your hips back and forth like that and not just keeping your legs going straight forward, that is putting so much pressure there that you're going to start having extremely tight glutes. You're going to feel it in your hip flexors. You're going to feel it everywhere. And so if you're trying to get a better workout out of that, if you're not able to keep the proper form while you're going through it and not look like a mummy while you're walking, then you need to reduce the incline. You know, you need to reduce the speed. Amy, I know that you said you used to do this and you realized it was hurting more than helping. I'm so glad that you realized that because a lot of people don't, you know, and I don't want to make anyone feel, you know, offended about this. And sometimes, you know what, you may not even be conscious of it. But next time that you're walking on an incline, because guys, I've caught myself doing it too. You know, you're pushing and you get so tired. And you're like, oh my God, especially if cardio is the last thing that you're doing at the end of your workout. You're like, the last thing I feel like doing is walking on this, so I'm just gonna hold on. Or, you know, I'd rather you hold on to the railings. I would, because your form is going to be much more natural if you're just holding on to the side. I had this conversation with a client earlier this week, and you're walking straight forward versus if you have your hands up here, and I'm telling you, you're twisting and you're swaying, everything like that. So it's totally going to defeat the purpose there. The same thing kind of goes for people that are on a step mill, and I'll tell you, I had been guilty of this before too. When you're on a step mill or a Stairmaster and you see people that are like hunched over on the railings and it's like their feet are moving and they're just looking down at their feet, but they're just going through that motion, guys. If you are holding on to anything, you don't have to engage your core as much. I will tell you that people ask me, you know, what type of ab exercises do you do? What type of core exercises do you do? I love doing core, but I don't do it that much because if you do your cardio the right way, if you're doing your other resistance training the right way, you're constantly squeezing your core. I mean, if you're holding on to the treadmill or you're holding on to your piece of equipment, you're not using your core the same. But if you're just swinging your arms, it is a totally different story. And when I say the core, I mean the front and the back. So it's a completely different story when you're not holding on to anything. So if you're just kind of getting back into, you know, your fitness regimen, or you feel like you may not have that strong of a core and that it's really uncomfortable for you to, you know, do your walk on a treadmill without holding on, start with holding on to the side of the railings, and then let's work our way up to be able to not hold on and then increase the incline. But you really want to make sure, guys, because you will totally screw up your back. So that is my little tip for you guys for today. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them below. If you have any ideas about other things you want me to cover later this week, drop them below, and have a happy Sunday, guys. Hope you get started off to a good week.